Good morning, it's now Monday. I'm joining you from Wales. So I've got a couple of days off work this week, using up the annual leave towards the end of the year. I decided to come and do a bit of trail running out here in Wales. So at the moment I'm just at the start of it's roughly 17-mile loop I found on the internet of Waun, Fach. May have got the pronunciation really wrong there, but that's what it sounds like to me in English. It takes in a few other peaks on the way, which I will link into in the video. So yeah, 17-mile loop today. I'm going to be stopping at YHA in the Brecon Beacons, close to Penifan. So tomorrow's route will be doing the fan dance route over Penifan, and then taking a bit of a detour off to Cribben as well while I'm up there. So just try and take another one off while it's on the route, so it'll go over Corndu, Penifan and Cribben, that route tomorrow. So check back in later on the route today. It's time for this week's roundup. So starting with Monday, as you'll have seen in the video, I had a couple of days out in Wales. So the Monday run was a nearly 18-mile loop. Was down as 17 miles, but may have extended that slightly due to my navigation. That was around Waun Fach loop. It was in the Brecon Beacons and the Black Mountains area of the Brecon Beacons in Wales. So it took in around about 9 peaks, which were picked up on, thanks to Phil for the recommendation of Summit Bag, which automatically picks up all the major peaks that you've been through on your trail run or walk. So that was quite handy to know which ones I've been through, and to hit 9 on one loop was really good. I then moving on to Tuesday, so that was the Penifan route that I did. So that was the fan dance route that the SAS use for their selection, usually in the winter time, and it was around about 14 to 15 miles. I think the fan dance route is actually 13 to 14 miles, but I extended it with a little bit of a detour to Cribben and to Fanny Big on the way back. So that just added a little bit more on, and quite a lot more elevation to going over the extra 2 peaks. So I have made a separate video last week about this, so I'll link that in the comments below if you wanted to check that out in a bit more detail. But I will put some clips on this video of some of the highlights of that route on Tuesday. Moving on to Wednesday, so unsurprisingly on Wednesday, as I'd done around 35 miles on the trails in the last 2 days, it was time for a bit of a recovery day. So what I did was in the morning did an easy 2k swim, as my legs didn't really feel up to doing like a 10k run or something easy. And it was nice to catch up with Ash and Kel, who were also swimming at the same time. they were in the Telford video, running well on their 10k PBs, and club members of South Derbyshire, so my teammates there. I then got down to the South Derbyshire session in the evening. I wasn't originally planning on going down, but I just thought I'll go down, see everyone and take it a little bit easier, but I did tend to get roped into not really taking it easy and pushing myself a little bit harder than I thought I might have done on the first day post the trails in Wales. So that was a tempo and hill session, so quite a good little session. We did some warm-ups with some resistance bands and some drills in the car park at Conkers. We then moved on to do a 2k tempo. This was around about half marathon 10k pace. Then in between we did 10 lots of 12-second hills up the drive, which was a good fun, but coming back to seeing everyone at parkrun at the weekend, everyone's legs were a little bit sore from that, so we think we may have pushed it a little bit too hard on the Wednesday on those hills. So then after the hills we had another 2k tempo to do, so it's a nice little session mixing in some steady pace tempo running with some sort of maximal effort hills, I suppose, if they're only 12-second hills and you're running up that incline. So enjoyed that session on Wednesday. I then planned I did originally plan to run on Thursday. My legs weren't feeling too bad. I was going to run with Sam in the evening, but as things turned out, I did leave a little late, got stuck in traffic to the point that I ended up missing a turn-in and was just sat in traffic in my car. So I was going to be about half an hour late and we were going to do a track session anyway. So I thought the best thing to do was probably just turn around and come home. As Sam wasn't running her own that night as well, I just thought I'll get back home, and I've been sat in traffic for a while, just take it as a rest day and run again in the morning. So moving on to Friday morning, I did some easy miles, met up with Robbie, we did some of that before I had to work in the day. I then, after the 7 miles with Robbie, then did an extra, it was around about 3k in the end, just under 2 miles, did a little loop up to the post office when I was running some errands and taking some deliveries back. So yeah, ended up with nearly 9 miles of easy running on Friday. Last run was the Saturday, so we did a bit of a social run at parkrun on Christmas Eve. With a few of the lads, we managed to get 6 of us there, which was quite a good turnout for us. It was quite nice to just have a chatty run round, not at any particular pace. I think we ended up doing it around about 23-ish minutes, although I did just record the 4.5 miles all in one, as I did the warm-up too. But it was nice to see the lads all back running and on Christmas Eve. I did then plan on running Christmas Day parkrun, and that was going to be an effort, but I did postpone that effort to, I'm probably going to do it in a couple of weeks' time, as I just wasn't feeling great on Christmas Eve really. So from then I've had a bit of a cold that I've probably picked up with the extra effort on Monday and Tuesday, and being out in the cold and the rain on Monday probably led to picking up a bit of a cold and flu over the Christmas period. So I did actually do another walk on Christmas Eve, so that was a 7-mile walk in the Peak District. Again, picked up a couple more trigs on there. And then obviously the Sunday, Christmas Day, so wasn't feeling brilliant Christmas Day. That was probably the worst day I've had of the cold and flu. But yeah, just spent it with the family, having a nice Christmas dinner, so it was really nice to see like my brother and my parents and grandparents and stuff like that. Just spend Christmas Day, not actually going out for a run as well, so quite nice to have a day off Christmas Day and then back to it hopefully on Boxing Day. So that's it for this week's video. I'll check in again next week.